It's SpeedLaughs, comedy podcast, people with short attention spans who don't know how to, here we are. It's about time we got here after all that digging.
Are you sure this is Pittsburgh?
Of course, I followed the map. Look, that house right there, that's got to be where Freddy's hiding.
How do you know?
Well, look at the welcome mat in front of the door. It says, if you're looking for Freddy the Ferret, he definitely does not live here. Reverse psychology, obviously this is where he lives.
Yeah?
Does Freddy the Ferret live here?
No.
There you are, Mr. Robber. The mat said he doesn't live here.
Well, I don't believe everything I read. Let's try the house next door.
What's the welcome mat here say? Aha, it says, if you're looking for Freddy the Ferret, he's in here, not the house next door, you idiot. There you are, you see?
Well, I can be wrong. So this is where he is, eh?
Yeah?
Does Freddy the Ferret live here?
No.
He must have borrowed that welcome mat when Freddy wasn't looking.
Mr. Robber, the house next to this one doesn't have any welcome mat.
Wait a minute. That's it. If Freddy knew we were coming, he'd never welcome us. So that's why he didn't put out his welcome mat. This must be it. I should have known.
Who's there?
Open up, Freddy. You know me. It's...
Oh, you? Well, I guess it's safe to let you in. Come on in.
Thanks. How have you been, Freddy? I ain't seen you in a long time.
Oh, pretty good. How are you?
I'm alright.
Bought any robberies lately?
Just a few here and there. Business is slow these days. You know how it is. How about you?
Oh, about the same. I've just got a small kidnapping racket going on.
Kidnapping, eh?
Yeah, I kidnapped this woman and ransomed her brother for money.
Is that so?
Yeah, she's been here for a while. I don't think the guy will ever come through with the money.
Oh, yes, he will. Freddy, this is Lord Stitchington.
How do you do?
Stitchington? Stitchington? I don't know any Stitchingtons.
Quit stalling, Freddy. We've been trying to find you for months so we could take the girl back. Hand her over.
That's another thing. How did you find me here? I told Pearl to give a map of Australia to anybody who was looking for me to throw them off.
I was counting on that, Freddy. I met these guys underground, and they were going around in circles. They had no sense of direction. So I knew if I gave them a map to Australia, they'd get lost and find you here in Pittsburgh.
Pearl, you mean you double-crossed me?
And how? I knew you'd never pull off this kidnapping scheme in the first place, so I figured it was no use trying to help you.
Well, you've done us a favor, Miss Necklace. Now, please, Mr. Ferret, hand over Annette. We've got your ransom money. We'll give it to you if you just release her.
And Mary O'Brien. Don't forget she was kidnapped too.
Your sister? I haven't got your sister.
You haven't? Aren't you the one who kidnapped Annette Stitchington?
No, I kidnapped a lady named Sarah Goldberg.
Sarah Goldberg? Well, then who the hell kidnapped Annette Stitchington?
And Mary O'Brien.
And Mary O'Brien.
Well, I don't know. What made you think it was me?
Well, when I was home several months ago, we heard our home being broken into, and someone kidnapped Annette, gave a maniacal laugh, and rode away on a horse. And then when I was at the bank trying to get the ransom money, someone broke into the bank, kidnapped Mary O'Brien, the banker, gave the same maniacal laugh, and rode away on the same horse.
Yeah, I was there, and I recognized your laugh anywhere. We all know that's your trademark. I think you always travel by horse.
Yeah, I know I do, but... Wait a minute. It must have been Marty the Mockingbird.
Marty the Mockingbird?
Yeah, you remember him. He always imitates everything the rest of us do. He's got no ideas of his own, the big copycat. So he must have seen me kidnap this Goldberg kid and decided to kidnap somebody himself, and copied my trademarks too, the little rat.
Wait a minute. Speaking of your trademarks, what about the fact that you always hide underground? That's why they call you the Ferret. What are you doing above ground?
Of course I'm above ground. If I were underground, the cops would find me, you dope. That's the first place they'd look.
Oh, good point. Wait a minute. You mean to say we spent all those weeks digging underground? You were here the whole time?
Well, how is it you were looking for me above ground?
Well, we had to come up for some fresh air eventually. It's stifling down there after 3 months.
Oh. Anyway, yeah, it's not me you're looking for. It's Marty the Mockingbird.
But what about the ransom notes? Who sent those?
Have you got one with you?
I've got one here in my pocket, yes.
Let me see. Yeah, that's Marty's handwriting, not mine. It must have been Marty the Mockingbird who kidnapped them.
I'm not sure I remember him.
Sure you do. He's famous all over the world, does all kinds of things.
It's been a long time, I don't know.
You must remember him. Marty the Mockingbird, alias Nathaniel Clute.
Nathaniel Clute? He's the one who... Oh, this is ridiculous.
Come in.
Hi, it's me, Tom. I got the mustard. Am I too late for lunch? Will Nathaniel Clute ever pay for his crimes? What will Tom do with the mustard now that he's back? Will he use it on a ham sandwich or a cheese sandwich? Will Rose Maroney ever come back from Australia once she realizes Freddy the Ferret isn't there? Will Ed and Professor Pumpernickel ever get out of jail? And does anyone really care? Did anything in the preceding 27 episodes make any sense at all? Tune into the next episode of SpeedLaughs, and we won't answer any of these questions because we're out of here.
That was the 27th and final episode in the first season of SpeedLaughs, a short podcast for short people with short attention spans, written by Andrew Gilmore and featuring Andrew Gilmore, Joe McCann, and Amber Orion. We hope you enjoyed it, and if you didn't, it's over now, so what difference does it make?